Hello and welcome to today's episode of Piano TV. I am Allysia, your host, and I am not in my piano studio right now. I had the afternoon to myself, so I figured I was just going to clear out the living room and record a couple videos here. And I'm not going to be playing the piano today, so we don't really need to be in my studio. We just need to sit down and have a chat about the headphones that I was using in the last video. Because I realized as I was filming the video, if you didn't see it, definitely check out the last video where I did a test run of these brain zapping headphones to see if I could relearn a piece faster. Anyway, so what I thought we'd do today is sit down and chat about what the headphones actually are, especially because I plan to be experimenting with them a little bit more next year. Just to see what's up. So that's what today's video is going to be about. And if you're interested in that, you can just keep watching. All right, so the headphones I was sent are from a company called Halo, and it came in this, I have everything kind of set up here. It came in this really sleek package. You can kind of see Halo Sport, unlock your potential. It's very awesome, very large. The headphones come in a carrying case, so you can kind of travel around with them. And it is a hard carrying case, so you're not going to be destroying them in theory. All right, now the main components of the headphones are now I didn't look into this. I'm kind of going off on a non sequitur, but you can actually use these as headphones to like listen to stuff and you can plug them in, but I have not even tried that. I basically have just been using them for their brain zapping purposes. But anyway, you put them on your head. They have these little plates with the like wriggly nibs, and what you do is you wet them, and that helps it zap your brain properly. I am going to be giving you a little bit more of a technical explanation soon, but I'm just going to show you what I've been working with so far. So then you get it wet, you wriggle it into you have to make sure you put it on the right way. It says L and R on each individual headphone. You wriggle it in there, and then you sync it with, ooh, that's a good look for me. And then you sync it with their app. So once you have everything configured, you can just start your session, and you pair it with this, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Once everything's synced and you've got your session all ready to go, then you sit with the headphones on for 20 minutes. You can do some like warming up and stuff in the meantime, but as far as I understand it, your peak training time, or in our case piano practicing time, is going to be between like 10 and 30 minutes of having the headphones on. Now you only have to wear them for 20 minutes, and the benefits of the brain zapping will extend for your entire hour-long practice session, and you can do it a few times a week. So what I've been doing is, when I was working on marching season, I would do about 2 or 3 sessions a week with these, and I would set aside 70 minutes. So 10 minutes is kind of warm up, and then an hour of practice, and that's how I've been using them. They also sent a few other things, like a charger. The charge on them is actually pretty good. I've only had to charge them like once even. I barely had to charge them at all, so that's pretty good. They send you information about the app, about all the different pieces, and you get a little quick start guide, which is important because there's a lot of crazy tech going on here, and it's good to know how to use everything. So I'm just going to share with you a little bit of the Q&A that isn't like the FAQ. So they're recommending about 3 to 4 times per week, and if you do more than once per day, what they say is to use the headset with your most intense practice session. So if you're having like, 3, when I used to be in my heyday of piano practice, I would have 3 sessions a day. So for me, it would have been the morning session was always the most intense. It says elite athletes will typically see results in about a month. Amateurs may see results faster, but it just kind of depends on your level. And it does say this is something to be used for those of us who are 18 years old and above. So as far as I understand it, these were originally designed for athletes, but since playing piano involves fine motor skills, it's in the same ballpark. So the company Halo Neuroscience is looking to expand into other markets aside from just athletes. And there are some fairly big names of people who are using them. Natasha Hastings, who's won Olympic golds in the USA. There's some doctors. Michael Johnson is another Olympic medalist who backs it and supports it. So there's some celebrity power behind it, I guess you could say. Now, one thing that I was concerned about, and I know that you're probably thinking too, is what's the safety and what kind of testing have they done? They've been doing over a decade of scientific research, lots of in-house testing, thousands of subjects. And the way it works is, I'm just going to kind of read you this because this is going to be a little more jargony than I'll be able to spontaneously say, but neuropriming with Halo Sport places the brain's motor cortex in a temporary state of hyperplasticity, or hyperlearning. When paired with athletic training or piano practice, Halo Sport facilitates the development of stronger, more optimized neuromuscular output. In other words, neuropriming refines the brain's ability to learn and adapt to athletic training, which allows athletes to achieve results faster. And of course, it's also mentioning that the benefit is with repeated use, not just with the headphones, but with practice. So it's not like you're going to put on the headphones and magically become an amazing piano player. You still have to practice. That's the whole point of it. But if you are the kind of person who is really interested in trying tech, you have a little bit of money to spare because these aren't cheap, or you maybe don't have a lot of time, this might be something that is fun for you to play around with. And I am excited to continue playing around with it myself. I definitely encourage you to check out some of the scientific studies yourself, but just reading through the study they did on safety, they studied 1,000 people, and this isn't a long-term study. So for those of you who are a little sketchy about things like this, there isn't like, you know, a 30-year study about the long-term safety of this. So I just want to put that out there. But in terms of like any short-term incidences, there's no reports of like burning or like actually burning your scalp or seizures or any like serious things that could possibly come about when you're messing with your brain. So nothing like that has been reported. The main negative symptoms that people get are, I think like 2% of people get headaches. And the other main complaint is kind of like a burning, tingling sensation, which I talked about a whole bunch in the last video. So yeah, it's like they're kind of uncomfortable to wear, but it's just while you're wearing them. And then once you take them off, it's totally fine. That's been my experience of it anyway. All in all, I think this is a really exciting field. And I know that they have big plans for 2019, so stay tuned. They are going to release some more things and some updated things and stuff like that, and I'm interested to keep abreast of it. I think this is the kind of tech and research that is going to become a lot more commonplace in like 30 years, 20 years, even with the rate of how fast things move nowadays. And even though it's like brand new and it seems a little scary now, I think that with time, like I think we're kind of on a frontier of a new way of learning, because we've never really done anything like this before, we as like the collective human people, in terms of like brain manipulation and stuff. So I think it's a really neat field, and I'm excited to keep being like my own personal lab rat. And maybe this is something that you guys might be interested in trying too, or at the very least you can follow along my adventures with them, and hopefully that's fun. Let me know in the comments if you have any ideas of what you'd like me to learn with this. I think that my next small experiment is just going to be related to learning some simpler pieces. So I've been learning some Bach preludes this year, and I have a sense of about how long they take me to learn, like a few hours. So again, I want to kind of do a comparison, see if I can learn a Bach prelude in a session or two, as opposed to 3 or 4 hours. So, but if you have any other, I don't know, ideas of how I could play around with these, or any videos that you'd like to see, please let me know. I like playing with things. I think it's fun. I think it's fun to experiment and try new things. So I think without further ado, I'm going to wrap up today's video. Just wanted to keep it nice, short, and sweet, give you a little bit more context for the last video. I didn't want the last video to be like a million hours long, so that's why I kind of divided it up. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Doing over a decade of scientific... So they've been doing a decade of scientific... Zapping brain!